Alright, this video is going to walk you through how to find the inverse equation of a two-variable input situation. So in this case right here, it is not as simple as canceling things around the x and isolating the x, since you have an x squared and an x. The first thing you need to do is just switch the x and y around. Then we'll try to resolve it for y. When we do this, we get x equals 3y squared plus 24y plus 49. So all we did was just reverse the letters. X became y and y became x. Then what you're going to recognize is to get this down to one letter y, we have to complete the square. Some people use the word or the phrase drop double divide for this. So if you drop the 3, you'll get the equation to look like this. Y equals 3, and then you'll double the 3, which makes 6, and then you divide. So drop double divide then gives you the answer for x or y plus 4 squared. Then you have to figure out the unit tiles that balance this out. If you take the 4 squared times the 3 in the front, so if I go 3 times 4 squared, that's 3 times 16, which then gives you 48. If that 48 is what you get for unit tiles that you need to complete this square, then you're going to subtract it from the unit tiles that you have. So you're going to subtract 48 from that. When I do that, I end up getting one unit tile left over, like this. Then from here, we have to finish resolving this new equation now. Now that you've got it down to one letter y here, after completing the square, we can now start canceling things around the y, starting with the things that are farthest away first, like the plus 1. So let's subtract 1 to both sides first. Then I'm going to have x minus 1 equals 3 times y plus 4 squared. So we just got rid of the 1. Now we're going to get rid of this next thing that's farthest away, which is this 3 right here. We're going to divide by 3 to both sides. And when we divide by 3 here and then divide by 3 here, we now have a new equation that's going to read x minus 1 over 3 equals, those guys cross out, and then you have y plus 4 squared. Then from here, we only got 2 more steps left. To get rid of the square, we're going to square root both sides. So when I square root this and square root this, we're going to have to remember plus or minus on this part right here. Now that you've got it down to now y plus 4, because these are going to cross out. The square and the square root cancel out. And you have y plus 4 now equals plus or minus the square root of x minus 1 all over 3. Don't forget the square goes around the entire fraction. The last move here is to finally get the 4 out of there by subtracting 4 to both sides. And now you can say your final answer after these guys cross out. The inverse function is going to be y to negative 1 equals plus or minus the square root of x minus 1 all divided by 3. And if you want to group things, you can. You can group the numerator if you want. You could also group the whole fraction like this if you want. And then at the end of all that, you're going to say minus 4. This is the inverse function that will undo what the original parabola slash equation that we have right there. So, hope this video helps, and good luck trying to figure out your equation for inverses of standard form equation parabolas.